Hello, today we're going to be changing our humbucker from a single coil, and we're also going to be a coil split mod on this Epiphone Les Paul Special 2. First, we're going to start off by taking the strings off one by one. Then we're going to go ahead and take off the back plate to get to the electronics. And as you can see, we got two tone pots and a switch. And we're going to be taking out this tone pot and replacing it with this push-pull switch. There's a treble bleed on here because this was from a different project. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. Go ahead and get your soldering iron, put it across both lugs if you ever run into this, and just take it off. Obviously, this won't be an issue if you buy this brand new. And this is a CTS pot by All Parts. I love All Parts. Please buy from All Parts. And the way these work is the bottom lugs correspond with those top little holes. And the 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 are for grounding. And C2 and C1 are for putting your split or any other mods that require this switch. So we're going to go ahead and get our grounding wire, and we're going to go ahead and put it in lug number 1. And I like to use the back, and this already had solder, so it was pretty easy. And then we're going to go ahead and ground that wire to the side of the pot. This took a long time for some reason. Now we're going to go ahead and take off our knobs. Get this long, what do you call these things? A socket to loosen that. And now that tone pot should come out really easily. Now you're just going to push and your tone pot will come out. Then you're going to want to go ahead and desolder the wires. There's going to be a ground and a hot wire. You're going to want to desolder both of those. And I apologize for the camera angle, but you can't really see what I'm doing, but all I'm doing is desoldering. Next, we're going to remove our grounding wire and our hot wire from our pickup. This is on the selector switch. I tried to show this, but it's so hard and it's a rat's nest in there, so you're just going to have to take my word for it. There's only 2 wires connecting that humbucker. Then we're going to go ahead and unscrew the humbucker. And you only have to take out the 4 screws on the edges, and the whole thing should come out like so. So this is from a Fender Squier Strat. I'm going to go ahead and take out the neck pickup, and all I have to do is desolder it from the selector switch and the grounding. And then I'm going to go ahead and unscrew it from the plate. Then we're going to go ahead and get our adapter, another All Parts adapter. All Parts, please sponsor me. And we're going to go ahead and put this pickup on the adapter. So you got to put your screw in, then you're going to put your spring, and then you're going to attach your pickup. And you're going to go ahead and do this for both sides. And voila. Next, we're going to have to feed that wire through the body into the pickup cavity, and we're going to have to get it to the selector switch. I didn't realize I had to take off both pickups for a second because I'm dumb, but it's going to feed through there, and then to the back. So go ahead and feed your wire through. And I'm going to go ahead and screw down my single coil adapter so I can feed this properly. And I'm feeding it through the back right now. And voila, and then go ahead and screw down your pickup. And you're all set. At least in terms of setting the pickups up. And look how nice that looks. Now it's just onto the wiring. So the old shaft was smaller than this big shaft, as you can see. This new one's a lot wider and taller, so I'm going to have to ream out a hole. So I'm going to get this T-handle reamer and ream the hole a little bit. Don't do it too much. If you do it too much, you might make the hole too big. And ream from both sides. And then make sure your potentiometer fits. And check every 3 reams, I say. So I ended up running into a problem. This potentiometer wouldn't fit. The way Epiphone designed this, it was meant just for their potentiometers. So I'm going to have to go ahead and take off that piece of wood right there. So I got a mini saw, and I went ahead and sawed as much wood as I could get. And this was such a pain in the butt. Like, I did not expect to have to do this, to be honest. But when you're working on guitars, expect the unexpected. And then I got a chisel, and I chiseled the rest out till the potentiometer fit. And I was going crazy here, but look, I got it to fit. I also had some issues because I soldered on the side, so I had to take a little more off. But now it fits perfectly. Then you're going to want to go ahead and vacuum it out. And look how clean. Look how nice that fits. And then, in order to make this pot a tone pot, we need to add a capacitor. This allows the pot to have resistance and therefore turns it into a tone pot. So put it into your middle lug and then ground it on the side. I ended up adding solder because the solder wasn't melting very good. So since this is a push-pull pot, we have to put the 2 extra wires from the humbucker through the, I don't know if it's C1 or C2, I don't remember, but it's going to be the one that I grounded. Before we do that, I had to split this casing so I could put the hot and ground wire on that potentiometer. So I just got a knife and split it so the wires were easier to work with. So now I'm just going to solder that hot wire to that right lug, and then I'm going to ground the grounding to the side of the lug where we grounded the ground wire and the capacitor. I got tweezers here because this is very delicate and I didn't want to burn myself or any important components. And patience is key with soldering, so just be patient and take your time. And there we go. That's on the right lug, and now we just gotta ground the side. And like I was saying earlier, there's one last step. We have to get the two coils. I keep wanting to say coil tab, it's coil split. We gotta get our coil split wires, and we gotta put them on our middle lug. And I honestly forgot I had to do this for a second, so I had to move around the wires to make some clearance. And I'm going to go ahead and just solder that, hit it from the back like I did before. And I apologize for the camera angles. My tripod was literally a Yeti cup. And that tone pot is all good to go. And for our final step, we have to get our ground and our hot wire and put it on our selector switch right there. So I tangled them up. I had to untangle them real quick. And I apologize you couldn't see this. Like I said, I don't have a proper tripod. But it wasn't super complicated. I just put them where I took it off. Then you just put on your back plate and we're all good to go. And now we have a single coil in the front and we have a splittable humbucker in the back. So therefore we have a makeshift Telecaster. Thanks for watching. I hope this tutorial helped.